All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We have another exciting match of Ori for you. I think pretty much it's fair to say that every match in the round of 16 and forward are going to be very close and very exciting because everyone's really freaking good. My name's Gramelios on commentary. I'm joined by Tara. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to this match. I think this is going to be a really, really good match.
Yeah.
Both these runners are something else.
Explain yourself. Why is this match going to be good?
Well, Elo's third in the world. He is a 32-12, I believe. While Stafoo also is a 33-05, I think, or 03. But his PB has a massive death. It's like 35-second death in it. So they're actually a lot closer than the leaderboards make out. So I think this is going to be a really good race. And with the new tech, Gramelios, what is this tech called?
It's called the Sublimely Hyper Bubble Beam Dash.
Yeah.
That's the name that we all decided on as a community after a lot of debate.
Yeah,
if anyone tells you that's not the name, they're wrong. In all seriousness, there was some pretty substantial new tech that was found. I think technically the trick was found a few days ago, but a very good application of the trick was found within, I think, the past 24 hours. Like, I woke up this morning to literally about 1,000 Discord messages of people discussing it and spent the following hour trying to catch up on it all. We'll explain more as we go on. It's pretty interesting. So, Tara, you talked briefly about their PBs. You can look at the stats on screen and you can see that they're within a minute of each other. And at high levels of Ori, as we've seen in other races, individual deaths, especially when you're going for risky strats, can cost you maybe a minute on their own. So even though EloJimmini is third in the world, whereas Stafoo is seventh, and his PB is a little under a minute faster, these times are close enough that it's really anybody's game.
Yeah, with Elo, he's also going to be going 3 health. I think that is another big talking point. It could be where he can just hit a spike in Misty and just lose a bunch of time, because he'll most likely be ahead for a lot of this race. I think the late part of this race is where it will be decided.
Right. If you glance at the bottom of the screen as well, you can look at some of the stats. EloJimmini, with generally very, very good stats, he has missed Grotto Skip and Sorrow Bash only one time apiece. And although he did have an 8th try Door Warp and a 5th try, I mean, Door Warp is so up in the air that it's honestly hard to draw too many conclusions about that. The consistency, it's a framework trick. It's silly. Stafoo also with very, very good consistency, just sort of glancing at it. I see a lot of first tries. There was also an 8th try Grotto Skip, and I don't know, I chalk that one up to a fluke, I suppose. We could talk about their goals as well, and you can read them on screen, but to be honest, at this point in the tournament, it's about, can you put on a clean run and beat your opponent? And that's about all it is. As we mentioned before, their times are close enough that even though EloJimmini on paper should win this, if he makes a mistake and Stafoo doesn't, that could cost the race right there.
Yeah, what is amazing is the times that they both started running Ori. It's only 4 and 5 months ago. It's just amazing. Just how good they've gotten.
Oh yeah, a lot of people have gotten insanely good. We will be starting this race up here momentarily. I'm just seeing the SRL countdown. And it looks like we're off. We're going to get the stream synchronized, which will just take a few seconds, and then we'll sort of get this thing going for real. Talking to the runners a little bit in advance, sort of for some general tidbits of information about them. Stafoo mentioned that he really wasn't feeling very nervous. He's been putting a lot of practice, and in his own words, he was kind of feeling that the potential times between himself and EloJimmini were closer than they maybe were a week ago. He's been feeling pretty confident about his practice, and EloJimmini, I know, has been putting a lot of time into Ori. I didn't explicitly talk to him to ask how he was feeling about this race, but I mean, I know that he's got the skill and he's got the practice and everything.
Yeah, I think he was getting a bit worried. It was just before the run here. He died in Misty doing some practice, and he got really spooked. So hopefully the nerves settle down. So I know the start of all these races, it's like I always get so nervous.
Looks like we're getting a little bit of framey internet from EloJimmini. Hopefully that'll clean itself up. In the meantime, we'll just sort of continue. As always in the early game here, you won't be seeing anything too fancy. This is a Metroidvania, so they will get additional movement and combat skills as they go on. But to start, you can just run and jump. They're picking up Sign or Sane right now, which gives access to the basic attack called Spirit Flame, and they're going to kill these Frankies, but intentionally avoid the experience, because the experience route is pretty important at the start of this speed run.
Yeah, looks like Stafoo has a 1 second lead here or so.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where you usually see one of the players take an early lead. I hope I don't curse anyone.
Elo just hit twice there. He's at 1 health. This is,
oh my goodness. These guys are trying to get down to 1 health, or ideally, I should say 1 health intentionally, because they're going to be taking an intentional death pretty soon for a trick called Ghost Store. It's an animation skip that saves a few seconds. And since you want to take the intentional death, you can die fastest at 1 health. So you can still do the trick at 2 or even 3 health, but you want to get down to 1. The risk being, of course, that there is a little bit of RNG in the early game as for when health will drop. So sometimes you can't quite get down to 1 health if you just get an unfortunate health drop when you didn't want it.
Yeah, Elo, no surprises here, going for 3 health. Good luck, Elo.
I was going to say, I guess that's one thing we can point out that we've talked about in plenty of other races, but do you want to quickly talk about the differences between 3 and 4 health?
Well, there's only a 8-second difference between going 3 health and 4 health, but the main reason everyone does it is because of Misty Woods later on, where the spikes in there do 3 damage. And if you have 4 health, you can take a spike hit, put a safety save down, and you'll be fine. But at 3 health, you can't hit any of those spikes at all. You have to, all your bashes need to be on point.
Absolutely. EloJimmini got his level up on the way down. You can level up on the way down or the way up, and it doesn't make much difference at all. I didn't catch what Stafoo's experience level was at, but looks like he's going to level up on the way up.
Yep.
It's not really faster either way. And as expected, we do see EloJimmini with the early lead, but that's because he saved 8 seconds by going 3 health rather than 4. So it's not any, no mistakes have been made on Stafoo's part or anything like that.
No.
The question is, given that Elo is going to be doing this whole thing with only 3 health, he's not going to get any more health for the entire rest of the run. Is he going to be able to keep that pace? You don't see most runners go for 3 health because it's a question of, is that initial 8 seconds worth a much riskier run for the entire thing? Now, if you feel confident that you can play the whole game and make virtually no mistakes, then you might as well grab the free 8 seconds. I use free in massive quotation marks there, but sort of free 8 seconds.
In a race environment, I think is this race going to be 8 seconds apart? And as my races, I'm like, no, I'm not going for it's pointless.
I mean, well, not only is it good for races, but I mean, most of the top runners go. There are runners who go for 3 health in their PB attempts, but not their races. A lot of them, though, don't even go for 3 health in PB attempts. It just might not be worth it. You know, when you're within 8 seconds of world record, maybe at that point there's a strong argument to be made. But until then, I think if someone chose to go 4 health, that would be perfectly justifiable as well.
Yeah, Yellow got the nice lead here. I think he's got about a 10-second lead just now over Stafoo. Which is coming to BRB, so that could change very quickly.
It could indeed. I don't even want to say it because I tend to just curse everyone when I talk about any potential mistakes that can happen. But I'm going to say it anyway. EloJimmini, as expected, with I don't know the exact time offhand, but roughly the same lead as they were at wall jump. So they had similar segments from wall jump to the start of BRB here. They both did a trick called Save Anywhere to skip a normally unskippable cutscene, and now they're going to jump over these spikes. If you see runners do this well, it might look like some pretty basic platforming, but it's really pretty precise, and there's a lot of small nuances that you can use to either optimize your time or just that you have to be aware of. For example, there's a platform that you have to wait to lower, and if you try to jump too soon, you'll fall on the spikes and die pretty much every time.
I hate those spikes. It's the worst part.
I think I can say that for pretty much every Ori runner, it's just always a huge relief to get through this area cleanly. The whole thing is cycle based, and the cycles start the moment that you enter Black Root Burrows. So if you make even small mistakes in your movement, it can sort of mess up cycles in unexpected ways, and that's especially true on the section at the bottom with the projectiles. They did both get through pretty cleanly. They both got the correct cycles. The next thing you'll see them do is take an intentional little break. They're just going to kind of rest their little Ori legs while they wait for cycles in the next room.
Yeah, it looks like they both had a normal manip on the platforms there, so should make the cycle inside the dash room.
Both doing a good job so far. This is expected. I mean, these are some of the best runners on the planet, so you wouldn't expect mistakes, but it's still always a relief to see. I mean, This was a wonderful speed game. It's one of my favorite games of all time, but man, it can be pretty mean sometimes.
Just a little bit. The controls are amazing, though. That's one thing. That's probably why I love it so much.
I think this game has spoiled me, actually. Playing this game, every other game feels...
Oh, Stafoo's just fell. Oh, God.
I swear I saw him go through that.
I think he jumped a little bit too early, and he always missed the cycle there. The orb wasn't fully over the platform, so it's just not there, and it's just falling through it. That's a big time loss.
That's going to put him pretty far behind. He was already going to have to play catch up on EloJimmini just a little bit with the 3 health versus 4 health thing, but now he's really going to have to do it. Looks like his orb was kind of far off the edge of the platform there, getting it cleanly the second time. So good job by him to get it the second time there. But yeah, that's going to give him some time loss that he definitely didn't want against such a good opponent. The other thing to consider, I think it's always interesting when you're watching these kinds of races to consider the nerves and kind of what's going through the runners' heads. And if you're going against someone like EloJimmini, who's 3rd place in the world, and he's almost 2nd, he's only 10 seconds behind Hydra last I checked. I have to imagine that would play into your nerves a little bit. QQstafoo did say that as I mentioned, he's confident in his practice and everything, but that's just not some time loss you want to take.
Yeah, it looks like falling there has cost QQstafoo 30 seconds or so, so he's now 38 seconds behind EloJimmini.
Both of these guys are watching the restream.
I don't think QQstafoo is. He's reading...
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Chat.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you're right.
He's reading the chat, the Discord. I'm not sure about Elo, though. Wouldn't surprise me if he was watching the Twitch stream.
EloJimmini did say that he's watching the restream.
Yeah.
You're right that QQstafoo is not watching it, but he is watching Tournament live, so he'll be able to see information from our truck when they give us updates on the difference between the runners and everything else. I don't know how closely he'll be paying attention to it, but he does have that information available to him. EloJimmini made it through the Death Gauntlet just fine. He'll be going for God Cycle or Early Grotto Cycle. It's an 8-second sort of 0 cycle skip you can get. It's not a skip exactly, it's just some very precise movement. We'll see if you can get it here on the right side of your screen. Very nice.
Elo was on sick pace, by the way. This is a really good time he is on for where he's at.
And now, if you look on the left side of your screen for a minute, QQstafoo is now going through his own version of the Death Run or Death Gauntlet, depending on what you want to call it.
Nice dunk.
He's also going for a technique called Death Glide. I missed whether EloJimmini went for the Death Glide.
I don't think he did. EloJimmini for 1916 double jump.
That's insane.
Very impressive.
How much time does the Death Glide save? It's like a second or 2, I think. It's not much.
Yeah, it's like 1 to 1.5 seconds. 1 second from the truck.
Mm-hmm. As always, shoutouts to the truck, making our job quite a bit easier.
Thank you, truck.
So besides that missed jump by QQstafoo and Black Root Burrows before dash, he's been playing very, very cleanly. He even got the quick spider shot to get his Ghost Door, the fastest possible Ghost Door there.
First try girls get from Elo. Very nice.
Easy every time.
This is 4th first try of the tournament, only missing it once.
Grotto Skip is a trick that's easy enough that you tend to mess it up. and you'll still get all the hard tricks, of course, but you'll probably fail the easy stuff. But EloJimmini did get it first try. We'll see if QQstafoo can match that. EloJimmini dropping a quick save to skip a small cutscene, kind of from this area between Double Jump and Ginso Tree. There's a lot of small cutscene skips. QQstafoo did accidentally touch spikes and take damage there. That probably won't cause him too many issues, but he is at 2 health right now. He's going to have to be a bit careful. Yeah,
he should be okay. You only need the one for the slime damage boost, but he's at 2, so as long as he doesn't get hit by the fallen slime or something, he'll be fine.
QQstafoo, by the way, also got first try Grotto Skip. As expected, and this is what I think makes some of these races so exciting. Their skill levels are just very, very comparable. I think that at these high levels, when you're down in the 33, 32 range, maybe even 34, your time is kind of more based on, it's obviously about your skill, but it's also just based on, have you grinded out the game enough to get a run where you get all the tricks?
Yeah. That's all you need.
Yeah. which is by no means easy, but like I guess I kind of don't want to feel like I'm beating a dead horse here too much, but I would say that Stafoo and EloJimmini's skill levels are very, very comparable. That's not to diminish the fact that EloJimmini's time is faster, but I mean, as you can see, I think that the difference has stayed roughly similar. Stafoo may be losing like a tiny bit of time, but he hasn't lost very much compared to the dash difference.
Is Elo going to get a sub 12 enter Ginso?
It's looking like it.
This is ridiculous. Oh, I think he might just get this.
How long does the door take to open?
Well, that's 12:01. That's ridiculous.
That is still phenomenal. Phenomenal time. And the thing about these races too, what's most important is the outcome of the race in terms of who wins and loses, because this is the single elimination portion of our tournament. But there's also always a potential for PB, and I don't know offhand where EloJimmini is compared to his PB, but if he's not ahead, he certainly can't be that far behind. But there is a new skip, which we mentioned at the start of the race. We use joke names for it. The actual sort of accepted name for it is called grenade jump, which we'll touch on later. But the important highlight is that it saves potentially 35 seconds, which is massive in this kind of run. I
didn't think this category had any more time to save, but then this happens, and it's like grenade that does it. It's
chunk of tough all over again. You keep finding new ways to. We keep finding ways to break the game.
Yeah, 12:52 enter Ginso from Stafoo, so it's 51 seconds between them. But that is mainly because Elo is putting on quite a performance here. Just to put in perspective, Elo's Ginso of 12:01 is only 4 seconds behind Hetfield's world record run, which is incredible.
That's very, very incredible. EloJimmini is currently fighting his mini boss. He's just gonna slowly plink this thing to death. Stafoo, as we mentioned, he's 51 seconds behind as of entering Ginso. Back at Water Vein, he was 44 seconds behind, so he is losing a little bit of time, but he's still within that time range where if EloJimmini were to take a costly death, it could put Stafoo back in this race very quickly. And if such a death were to happen, it's probably going to be in the second half of the run in Sorrow Pass or Misty, especially since EloJimmini only has 3 health. Remember that all those spikes in Misty will one-shot him.
Yeah, it looks like he's making it through this spike room pretty safe. Doesn't go for the hyperspeed. And ends up with a 14:07 bash. It's pretty awesome.
What an absolute madman.
But despite that, Stafoo is still like hanging on. He's not that far behind. He's only at the mini boss just now. He's just finished it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's doing very well for himself. I mean, it's Stafoo is behind because he's facing EloJimmini. I mean, against almost anyone else, he would be ahead here. Anyway, EloJimmini's picked up Bash. Oh, and he actually missed his shot. That's going to give Stafoo a little bit of a chance to catch up. That's something that's unusual to see. Both these guys are KBM runners. I think I may have mentioned that already. That trick is one of the very, very few, just kind of aiming that projectile is one of the few things that's easier on controller because you can use the D-pad to aim exactly horizontally, whereas on mouse you actually have to aim the thing. That's generally not a problem, but I mean, as you can see, it is possible to make those little mistakes.
Yeah, Stafoo actually making up some time. There's only 45 seconds between them now, so Stafoo making up 6 seconds on Elo.
Mm-hmm. EloJimmini got a pretty much perfect key dupe where he fell straight into the spikes and took that intentional death. I have a feeling that we're going to be saying this a lot during the race, but you know, EloJimmini kind of executing almost perfectly, and Stafoo's job is to see if he can match. Stafoo is going to need EloJimmini to make a mistake somewhere to catch up here, but he also has to, you know, not die and lose additional time.
It's easier said than done.
Stafoo did it the same way.
Yeah, very nice. You can make up some time here. Elo missed the hyperspeed coming out of the key drip room, so see if Stafoo can get that.
Right side of your screen here, EloJimmini is going for something called Core Skip. It's a way to clear out the 2 sides of the Ginso corruption at the same time by exploiting the explosion that you get when you level up. Something that you don't often see runners mess up. As far as all the tricks go in this game, that one's pretty straightforward. The hardest thing is making sure that your experience is correct, but kind of always is if you get the same experience orbs and whatnot.
Yeah, Stafoo closing the gap now down to 38 seconds. So he is he's doing very well for himself. Please catch up. Oh, Elo going for the fast spider shot there. I've not seen anyone do that. It's a very hard trick to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh no! Oh, he fixed it. Okay. Stafoo didn't get all of the frog's experience magneted to him immediately. He had to backtrack for just a second or two. Most importantly, he still got the trick. That's what matters.
Yeah, no one likes doing right side.
God, I seriously do love watching runners that are as skilled as these two play the game. They make it look so easy, and it's so not. Stafoo did a good job of getting his spider shot there. EloJimmini there had a 17:03 escape from Ginso.
It's very impressive.
Very, very impressive. And yeah, Stafoo's not gonna be far behind. This is still very much up in the air.
Yeah, Elo's still in low 32 pace, and with the new tech to save 35 seconds, he could 31 in this race.
Should we talk about that new tech now? It probably makes more sense to do it later. We kind of keep mentioning it, and I don't want to like tease people by mentioning a strat 1,000 times and not explaining what it is.
We should probably do it now, just in case the race is incredibly close and we don't have time to talk. So basically, I don't know the specifics, but I believe you climb onto the wall just before the final escape, and you do a charge dash, and there's a bind you set up, and I think maybe someone in the truck can tell me what it is, and you do the charge dash with this bind, and you press jump 1 frame later, and it just flies you through the end where you do the escape for the final cutscene, but it flies you past the trigger, and it takes you to the next trigger, and you just start floating down towards Naru. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a pretty massive time save. It is most applicable, as Tara mentioned, right at the end of the final escape sequence, because you get to skip the section where ordinarily for anyone who's watching the Ori run, you get out of the final escape, and then you have to sit there in a cutscene. Ori kind of sits there and has to slowly use his tiny little leaf legs to get up off the ground, and then you can run to the right, and that's the run. But using this new tech, you can mess up the cutscene and run to the right immediately, and it, as we mentioned, saves I think about 35 seconds, which is just totally insane. Although it also has the potential to soft lock, so there's that. By the way, EloJimmini did just get a very nice hero cutscene skip. He's just continuing on just fine. Is he going to go for 5 energy? He is.
Oh, he is. If you want no safety saves, Sorrow.
I still love that strat, getting out of the 5th energy. I think it's my favorite in the entire run.
It's so spooky.
It is spooky. So, and this is something that Richard, our restreamer and overlay person and stat person, without whom this tournament would not be a thing. Something that Richard pointed out earlier was that up until now, it's always up to the runner, of course, whether they want to watch the restream to know how their opponent is doing. And it's always just been very opinionated on whether it's sort of helpful to watch your opponent or not in the restream. But this is one scenario where, because this trick at the end has the potential to soft lock, it might be really helpful to be able to watch the restream and know whether you have enough time where if you did soft lock, could you still take the win?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I first heard about this trick, because I'll need to do this in my race against Hydra. But if I'm like ahead by 45 seconds, I'm just not going to do it.
By the way, jumping back to the action for a moment, Stafoo having a little trouble getting his frog down there. Won't cost him too much. Stafoo also went for the 5th energy, as did EloJimmini. It's something that's becoming more and more popular. You can use that 5th energy in one of 2 ways. You can use it to make additional safety saves, or you can use it to do more charge dashes for even more super crazy fast speed. Or I guess you could do a hybrid approach. Something to point out, as EloJimmini on the right side here is coming up towards Fast Stompless. He's only missed Fast Stompless 1 time in this tournament. So very, very good track record. I would be shocked if we saw any mistakes from him. Especially because on KBM the trick is a little bit easier than it is on controller, based on the fact that you can aim your bash more precisely by using a visual cue as for where to place the mouse.
Yeah, that shot looked good.
No problem.
Nice.
So good job by Elo. His run is about to get super fast. If you thought it was fast before, it was, but now it's going to be even faster. He's going to get Rocket Jump and then go straight into Sorrow Bash. This is where the run gets really crazy. It's also where the run gets very, very dangerous.
I wonder
So you
if
can
we'll
pay
see
attention.
Crazy Frog Juggle.
Oh, we will, actually. I want to direct your attention to the left side where Stafoo is doing his own fast stompless right now.
That looked good as well.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll jump back to Crazy Juggle in a moment.
Nice.
Yep. Very, very nice. So flick your eyes back to the other side of the screen. EloJimmini got a very, very nice Sorrow Bash, and then he's going into here. He is going to do some of the relatively new tech called Crazy Juggle, where he's going to use this frog to break the barricade, and then rather than getting the frog behind the laser, he's going to drop back down and start doing a series of inputs with a 1 to 2 frame window. He's going to charge dash at the frog, and then stomp out of it 1 to 2 frames later to not hit the frog with the charge dash and damage it. That lets him do this very, very fast, and oh my god, he is flying through this.
Very, very nice.
Well, he made it look easy. Good job. That trick saves, I think, as much as about 15 seconds.
Yes.
That was phenomenal. My
That was a
goodness.
solid Sorrow.
Important to note as well that, so fantastic job by him. EloJimmini, or I'm sorry, Stafoo on the left side of your screen is also going to do fast Crazy Juggle, I should say, but he's going to do a kind of hybrid approach. He's going to go get this same frog, the one that you would ordinarily use for Frog Juggle, but he's going to do Crazy Juggle on this one instead.
And not so Crazy Juggle.
Yeah.
Ooh. I hope he doesn't
Hit the
despawn.
frog.
You can just despawn the frog if you stomp when it's way up here. It's very. You don't want that.
Nice. Nice. That trick is not as easy as it looks. As I mentioned, there's only a 1 to 2 frame window on every single one of those stomps, and if you miss. And if you miss even one, maybe using the frog that Stafoo used, you could hit it once. But certainly for the one that EloJimmini used, if you miss even one of those stomp cancels, the 2-frame stomp cancel, you'll hit the frog and you'll damage it to the point where it will not survive the climb to the top. So it's a very, very risky strat. But both of them pulled it off, I think, exactly the way that they were intending to. So very good job by both of them. That's not easy, especially in a race.
Yeah, Elo. I wonder if we get an update on Elo's time versus his PB, because I don't see much red on his timer.
So EloJimmini is out of Sorrow. Very happy to see him do that cleanly, but from Stafoo's perspective, that was one area where it could have been easy for EloJimmini to make a mistake and give Stafoo the opportunity to catch up. So
Okay,
Go ahead.
We get an update from the truck that Elo is 9 seconds ahead of his PB at charge jump.
God.
With the 35 seconds to save.
His current PB is a 32.12, I think. And so 9 seconds ahead of that. I mean, he's almost at 31 pace, and this is even before the potential 35 seconds at the end. This is huge.
Please,
the difference. Yeah, pretty much. The difference between these runners right now is 50 seconds as of charge jump. So Stafoo for a little while there was catching up his lead. At one point, he was only 36 seconds behind, but now he's lost a little bit more time. Not through any fault of his own. Stafoo is playing very well.
Oh, Stafoo, no.
Just accidentally touching the spikes.
Why did you say that? That was your fault.
I take full responsibility. The spikes in Sorrow Pass do 4 damage, so even though Stafoo does have 4 health, it didn't do him any good. The spikes will still wreck your whole day. Commentary curse. I'm sorry, Stafoo. Please forgive me. Anyway, if you blinked, you just missed half of Misty Woods on EloJimmini's side, the right side. Having a little trouble with the charge dash won't really cause him too much trouble.
Oh, I thought he was going to throw a frog into the spikes there. But yeah, he's still 9 seconds ahead at climb.
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind as well, EloJimmini is watching the restream. So not only is he ahead, but he knows he's ahead, and he knows by how much. And that's, in my opinion, valuable information to have. Depends on the runner, though. No, I'm not even going to say it. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to curse someone. So I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Okay. Oh no, Stafoo! He's back to charge jump, unfortunately. I was watching Elo there. I think he took a hit from the spikes and Misty.
This is a very, very rough death. The thing about this game is that to move as fast as you possibly can requires that you use almost all of your energy for charge dashes and stop cancels and such, which leaves you not very much to, with another death from Stafoo, it leaves you not very much to make safety saves with. And that can just be very, very risky. As you saw when Stafoo took his death, he had to go all the way back to charge jump, so a very, very costly death on his part. He was already going to have a hard time catching up, and EloJimmini is just on fire right now.
Yeah, you take one death on the way to climb on Sorrow or Misty, whatever, you can easily just get infinited and just keep dying over and over again.
I also want to quickly point out, we kind of glossed over the fact that EloJimmini got a quick kill method on the mini-boss in Misty Woods called Boom Boom Boom.
Did Elo just... Did Elo just go to Swamp?
He's flicking his mouse, so maybe.
His mouse was over Swamp. Oh no, Elo!
That's rough. That's going to be like 10...
8, yeah, 7, 8, I'm not sure the exact time.
Yeah, it's certainly... previously he was 9 seconds ahead of PB. Probably with that he's not ahead of PB anymore, although he's still on gob-like pace. And he still has 35 seconds to save at the end. Just remember that that's coming. I want to point out how kind of ballsy it is for these guys to go for a strat that was discovered within the past 24 hours in a race like this.
Yeah,
yeah.
If you think your opponent's going to go for it, you need to.
Right, right.
Learn it.
Right. It's very, very obvious why they're going for it because it's really fast. But
oh, okay.
Yeah, that doesn't cost much. I'm really excited too.
Just went red there. 28-10.
So it looks like that's about what we expected. It's that missed teleport that cost him time there.
Yeah, so he's 13 seconds behind, but he still can PB. He can still 31.
This new tech that we talked about, grenade jump, or as I like to call it, super hyper burst explosion, is it's primarily used in the final escape sequence right at the end, but it can be used in at least one other spot that I've seen to save time, as demonstrated by Raziel earlier. And I'm curious if we'll see him go for it. Also, just sort of a shout out before I forget, the trick was discovered by Hitachi Hex, and that's important. This is one of the bigger tricks that we found in quite a while, so huge shout out to him.
You look at this sick rocket jump out of a BRB there, the second one against the slime. That was pretty nice. It's also some new tech. Oh, he's fluffed his rocket jump off the frog there, unfortunately. Lost a couple of seconds.
Thankfully, Stafoo knows the backup on the left side. There's a little secret area you can use to get up here pretty quickly, even if you accidentally kill your Frankie friend. So EloJimmini coming up on, if he was going to do this trick, it would be right about now, so he's not going to. Actually, no, I'm sorry, it'll be just up ahead. Looks like he's going to go for the normal strat. I think you doing a grenade jump there only saves you like 1 to 2 seconds anyway. But EloJimmini's made it to horror, which means now he gets to do everyone's favorite trick, door warp.
Yay, door warp. Predictions? I'm going to go for first try. He's really good at door warp.
I'm going to say first try as well.
Yeah, not even surprised.
Okay, so I keep saying EloJimmini is starting up his escape sequence while Stafoo is heading towards Blackroot Burrows. I would direct your attention to EloJimmini right now, because he's going to do the escape. The escape is going to be pretty much the same for most of it, but at the end there's going to be something very, very different. For anyone familiar with Ori runs, you're going to see a jump. He's going to, at the point where you would do fish strats, he's going to go up, he's going to grab a wall on the left side, and then he's going to do a charge jump, and then right after he jumps off the wall, he's going to use a light grenade to, I guess, cancel it out. And then if he does it correctly, he'll go flying straight into the final section.
Yeah, he's so far ahead here that even if he does soft lock, he has plenty of time to reload his save.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for it. No fish strats.
Here we go. Check this out.
This cutscene. He's going for it.
Here it is. Come on. You got this. You got this.
Nice.
I think that's. I don't actually know what the soft lock looks like. I think that's.
It always starts moving left because
Okay.
she gets caught in the cutscene. Awesome, Elo.
So
I
that's
don't know
gonna
the
be,
times now. This is different.
that's probably a PB for him, right?
I think so.
I mean,
Yeah, it looks like it.
What mistakes did he make in that run besides teleporting to the wrong place?
This is a 31.
My goodness, what a run! So EloJimmini's timer is going to stop momentarily as soon as he loses control of Naru. For anyone familiar with Aura, you can see just how much time that saved. You didn't need to wait for Aura to get up or Icex to get up and run off to the right. What a phenomenal time.
Wow.
31:54. Unbelievable.
Even without the new tech, it would still be a 32, 30, which is also incredible.
That's insane. So huge congrats to him. Not only is that a victory in this race, but that's a very good PB. As you mentioned, even without the new time save, that's a phenomenal time. Meanwhile, Stafoo is still having a very, very good run for himself. The biggest mistakes that he made were in Sorrow Pass, but everything else has been pretty clean as he's coming to Door Warp as well.
Yeah, it's getting implemented in Sorrow Pass. This, I think, just threw him off a bit. Which is a shame, because it could have been a lot closer if it wasn't for that.
Door predictions.
First try.
Also first. No.
Oh no, we're both wrong.
We're cursing him. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Stafoo.
Please warp. Okay, third try.
Could be so much worse. Now, Stafoo is also going to go for the same strat, so if you liked it the first time, you get to experience it a second time. My goodness, I'm excited. I kind of have I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with the new strat. I love it because it's super cool, and we can call it funny names, but I hate it because it just makes you learn new things and regrind the run. That's just the way speedrunning works and everything, but it's just so interesting when new tricks like this are found.
It's so spooky. It's the last thing you do in the race, and you can. Oh wow, that was amazing.
That was amazing. Oh my god, that was risky too.
Never seen that.
Okay, here we go. He's coming up on it very, very quickly. I'm expecting we won't see fish strats. He'll just go straight past. Make sure Kuro doesn't spawn. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, no soft lock, just didn't quite get it.
Oh, unfortunately he's missed it. He can't go for a game because he needs light grenade. But he's running.
Oh, right. And light grenade costs energy. I never use light grenade, I forget these things. So Stafoo is going to finish out the run normally without the new strats, but still, congratulations to him on, besides some of the issues around charge jump, that was a very, very clean run. EloJimmini just put on a god tier performance here.
Yeah, I mean, he teleported to Swamp as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. Without that, this would have been like a 31, probably close to 3140, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 3140 or low 3140s. It'd be pretty close to that.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Stafoo coming up with looks like a mid 35. Fortunately, not enough to get past the power that is Elo.
Still, congratulations to both of them, and congratulations to EloJimmini for his victory. We will be interviewing Elo, I believe. And I guess we might as well go ahead and do that now since you just joined. What's up, dude?
Hello, and yeah, that was unexpected.
Congratulations. How do you feel?
31. Although I did use the cheating strats, which no one else has really ran with, so I'm holding it off until Hydra and Sigma get a race with that in, because undoubtedly they will obliterate my time. But I am really, really happy to get that in a race.
What was your mind? What was going through your mind when you teleported to Swamp? When you know you're on good pace?
I wasn't too mad about it. I've done it more than I would care to admit. But it's only like, yeah, it was upsetting, but I lived with it. I knew that I was on really, really good pace. I was constantly ahead of my PB apart from a few splits, so I felt if Stafoo was close, he wouldn't be that close considering our time differential unless he ran like absolutely out of his mind, because I got the crazy frog juggle quite perfectly, so I know that I was far enough ahead because I had to actually close the stream because I realized it was affecting my own stream. So I closed that down. So I had no idea where he actually was.
How did you? Clearly, you did the new strat, the bubble beam burst hyper light drifter. But did you? You did it and it was successful. How confident were you in that trick, given that it's brand new?
Well, I came home at about 6 o'clock today. Someone told me of the strat when I was watching Sigma's stream, and I had about 30 minutes with it, and I got it really, really consistently, really quickly. So once you know the setup for it, there's really no chance in it going wrong. You can actually repeat it a few times even if you do get it wrong, because you charge jump, then you can actually drift back to the wall and try it again. I think there's 3 attempts at it with the energy remaining, so the chance of soft locking it is very minimal if you don't go too low. Like too high is fine, so there is a really good setup for it. So it's definitely race safe, I would say.
Very nice.
Well, that's fantastic then.
Looking ahead, you're going up against Sigmason in the quarterfinals. How confident are you about this match? Because I'm really excited for this one. This one's going to be bonkers.
Yeah. I was not entirely confident about this match. I've been watching Stafoo a lot lately to see what kind of things he's been doing. And I know he's been crazy optimizing things based on the Hetfield video, and he's tried to take that and put every little bit of it into his run, and he's been doing it very successfully recently. And I am not the most consistent person in races at all. My average is way above where it should be, in my opinion. Might just be me being hard on myself, but yeah, I think he's the better racer. So it was a very worrying match for me. I thought it was going to be much, much closer, and he was probably going to take it.
Any trash talk for your opponent? Just getting some hype in.
Well, for Sigma,
we do have some counter trash talk, but I'll let you go first.
we have counter. I want to hear the counter trash talk. I've got nothing
counter
but
trash
good
talk.
things to say about Sigma. He's a lovely guy.
From Sigma says, "quote He's going down."
Ooh, that's dirty trash talk.
How do you respond? Are you just going to take that?
I'm not going to take that. I may take Rooster's approach to this and take a few minutes and reply in rap. It's the only way to truly express yourself, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for now, I'll say he is going downer. That'll do.
Downer. Dang.
That is a response.
Wow. I can't take this.
This wasn't holding back at all.
This is getting heated. My goodness.
Wait for the reply.
Yeah, I guess. I think that'll about do it for us. Any other questions for Elo before we kind of close up here, Tara?
No, I think I'm good.
Well, dude, that was oh, sorry. Actually, I do have one more thing. One more thing I'll say. EloJimmini, you now have the fastest time in the tournament. Previously had a 32:10. So this is now the fastest time in the entire tournament. That's got to feel good.
New strats, I don't take it to heart.
That's true. But
if Hetfield had known about that, that's like 30 seconds off, so he's still 20 seconds ahead of my time. But it does feel really good to have a 31 in a race.
Yeah, it's true that there's new tech that gave you the time save, but you also executed on it and everything, so that's still to your credit.
Yes, that is true. I did feel like I had a really good race. I got 2 golds as well, including the cheating strats, but hey, actually there were both golds on both cheating strats, so yeah, not really golds.
Well, anyway, also, is this the final match in the round of 16?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so our
Boom.
round of 16 is over. We are on to the round of 8. This is our last race of today, but the follow-up races will be in the round of 8. You will be facing Sigma in the Gumo division, then we'll have some other ones, and we'll cover more about that as we continue. But in the meantime, huge congrats to you, not only on the win, but on the PB. Even with new strats, that's a phenomenal, phenomenal run.
Thank you very much.
And congrats to Stafoo as well on a very, very good performance. I think that'll about do it for us, though. I believe we have more Link to the Past on Speed Gaming after this. So if you want to watch Link to the Past, don't go anywhere. Anyway, it was fun commentating with you, Tara, as always.
It's awesome. Thank you.
I will talk to all of you later. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
He's going to kill it far, far away from this door where he actually needs to level up. And then he's going to dash to the door, the XP chasing him, he gets the energy, he opens the door, and that is
Exactly. I think it's probably one of the most stupid threats that we have.
Oh, goodness, Monkley with the dodge. That was...
I like floating laser turret, which you can imagine what that is. But yeah, I think they didn't mean for anybody to ever see these.
Oh.
Did you just see what Rufus did in that key?
I have never seen that. Is that faster?
Is that faster?
And it's very rewarding as well. Oh no!
Oh, he makes it! Wow.
Oh my god,
That was so close.
For the 5th energy, so that's going to put a temporary gap in between them, but it's going to. Oh my gosh!
What a nice adaptation to save it.
Races, and you watch someone who doesn't get the rocket jump up towards Sunstone, you might see them.
Whoa! He actually knocked that frog into the wall. He thought he was completely done for, but
He said, "I just don't want to die because if you don't save and you die here, it's real bad." So he's going to be taking a save.
Oh, wow. So Trojan got the shot. His shot looked extremely high, but he got it, and that's going to practically level this race right now.
Yeah, as you can see, they're now in the same cutscene, and Terra has to go up to the spirit well.
That's really where you're supposed to need all this wind without using the wind. He also went for a ridiculously risky trick there, where he skipped through that.
Spent like 4 minutes in door.
oh, Meldon, can he make it back to the lights? What a beautiful charge dash from Meldon to save himself. That was absolutely insane. And yes, please take that safety step.
All he has to do here is get to the end of the game. That's his only target, whereas Cheese is on his way to Misty Woods. He's going to be going to wow!
Oh, Rastiel, no!
Oh my god,
Rastiel, no!
I can't believe it.
Oh my god.
Think about that. So, just little things like that. Strategy getting to, oh goodness. Oh, the laser! Oh god!
Oh man.
Coming out of
Melvin, first miss for Melvin, second miss for Ruben, third attempt, Ruben misses on the third attempt, Melvin misses it on the second attempt. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Ruben, fourth attempt, misses. Melvin gets it on the third attempt, and he takes the lead for the first time.
Ruben got it!
But Ruben gets it as well. I'm losing my mind here because they're actually come down execution on the final escape.
Dropping falling trees and boulders, and the whole time Kuro, the main villain, is chasing you, and you have to escape. Wait. Oh no, he bonks unfortunately. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's time.
This is so close to time. It's a really swag strat that only saves 2 seconds and has the potential to lose you over a minute.
He's going for it again.
He's going for it again. The absolute madman.
Oh my guy.
Here we go. Oh no! Brindle's in the lead! Guys, okay, let's see if Brindle goes for fish strats. If he just plays it safe, he has this in the bag. He can't lose from here. He's not doing fish strats. Brindle's got this.